Three, two, one. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Steel City Screams. I'm Ashley Ray,
And I'm Brendamai.
and we're back.
Yeah, we're finally back. Yeah, we've just been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, a lot of work stuff, a lot of obviously, we had like an 8 month strike between the WGA and SAG. And of course, that was really loud knuckle cracking. Sorry, ASMR. But we wanted to, out of respect for the strikes, take a little break and just kind of sit back and like breathe ourselves, because that time I think was really hard for everybody as a whole. A lot of us are used to working 3 jobs or whatever. For me, I struggled heavy to try to find a part-time job during that time for some reason. And it was weird for me because when I was in Pennsylvania and I had to go work on a movie, I never had any trouble with that. But here, when it's a bigger hub, for some reason, everybody's like, no, like we need you to have more availability and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, huh? It was just such a weird time.
Yeah, it feels it was just such a weird like experience because like nobody was like really talking about anything and you like it was just very awkward. But I mean, it was something. It was something.
It
But
really
we're back.
was.
But it's back in action now, which is great, and which means we can chit chat about movies and such.
Yeah, we're
Which, by
here.
the way, I
Yes.
love your setup back there.
Thank you.
It looks great.
A lot of this stuff I got, like these pictures right here, from when I went to the Vampire Diaries convention at the beginning of December.
I never
Um,
watched Vampire Diaries.
Girl, you have to listen. It's like that one's really, really cheesy in a lot of ways, but there's just something about the dynamic and the writing um between the characters and the plot that's just like so investing. And then they have 2 other spin-offs, and like the originals is much, much darker. Like I started rewatching that not too long ago, but I need to finish it off again. And I forgot how much darker it is compared to the Vampire Diaries. So it's a must
I
watch.
I want to watch that and also True Blood. Oh, okay, okay.
That
I
show,
haven't watched it
okay, True
either.
Blood, really good as well. It's very, very sex heavy from what I
I
remember.
did hear that.
Like
Yeah.
literally, if I remember correctly, it's so funny. I started rewatching it long, long time ago one time. I think it was during the pandemic. And literally in the first episode, the first friggin' scene is one of the leads like doing something sexual
I
to
think I know because
another.
I've
And I
heard
was,
people
and my
talk about
mom,
this.
and it's so funny because my parents both watched that show. And when it was out, I was younger. So, like, I had to close my eyes at specific parts when that kind of stuff happened. And I had it on, and my mom's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm like, bro, you literally watched this whole series. Like, what do you mean, oh my gosh?
My background is not as cool as yours. Mine is my window and curtains because
Girl, listen,
I'm redecorating.
I I need to watch how much I continue to collect because I have way too much shit now. And like
Hmm.
I love having different unique stuff. Like I have this Texas Chainsaw Massacre like wreath, and I got that from Spirit Halloween. And then I have like this shadow box of like Terrifier, and then I have a shadow box of The Last of Us. And then my friend Rob gave me this big X poster because I'm like honestly obsessed with Mia Goth. I love her.
Yeah.
And then right here is my parents got me this like coffin shelf with like
Oh yeah,
art,
yeah, yeah.
Art the clown painted in the center of it, and like a couple other characters on the sides. And here, I actually have to move it down because I have this little Steel City Screams.
Oh
I know it's a
my
little
gosh.
hard to see because of my lighting. I need to get, I mean, I have better lighting, but I need to figure out how to do it in this corner. And then I have like the Scream popcorn bucket. I got this like light skeleton thing at Netherworlds. Then you
Is
got the
that?
art glasses. Like I just have so much cool crap. And in my head, I'm like, oh, like I think I need to start going through my stuff and like selling it or getting rid of it, whatever it is. But like I love having all this shit. It's a lot of it is different and not you don't see often compared to like a t-shirt or a sticker or something like that that you can honestly almost make yourself if you get the right materials to do so.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I'm like, oh my
My
gosh.
my room used to be my walls used to be painted like blood red, and I had all my scary stuff and all my music stuff, and it just gets so dusty
Mm-hmm.
and overwhelming. And
Mm-hmm.
so I've been trying to do a bit of a detox, but also there's stuff I just can't get rid of.
No,
So,
I and believe me, I get you. I get you. But at some point you're like, I always think in the future a lot and I'm like, God damn, like where am I gonna put all this stuff?
mhm,
And like I would like to hope that very, very soon I can get my own house. Even though that's nearly impossible, but you know, that's my next like biggest goal personally outside of the industry is getting my own house. And so like I obviously am like, okay, well, when I get an office or if I have like a basement, then I can hang all the shit up and
yeah,
decorate more and it can be like my woman cave or whatever because you know the
yeah.
man cave thing whatever so whatever you would call for a woman um so yeah I have a lot of cool shit that I'm like I'm not ready to part with it. I don't think I ever will be and my kids are going to love horror so it's fine.
Yeah, if I ever have kids, I still have all my Barbie dolls saved and then a bunch of horror stuff, so they'll have to like scary stuff, Barbies and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Period.
Period.
So I hope my kids are ready. I mean that's way in the future but I hope my kids are ready. My husband's already going to have to put up with it
I
so
look forward to being an auntie.
you you're in the running for godmother, so I
Stop.
love you.
Oh
So
my
of course.
gosh.
But what have you been up to that you want to tell everybody about?
So, yeah, with yeah, the strike was definitely weird. Um, but well, we can kind of talk about a project that we worked on together that was non-union.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bryn and I and our friends Adam and Sarah, we worked with Adam on Macabre Mountain. That's how you met him too, right? You didn't know him before
Yes,
that. Yeah.
correct.
So we did a short that was improv. It was a lot of fun, no budget. We shot it in one day, like literally just a few hours.
I think it was only like 6 or 7 hours we shot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's called Special Delivery and it's not out yet, but and obviously when it does come out, we'll have to talk about it more.
Yes.
And
We should
the
do
main
like an like a premiere thing on here.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh. And then we'll have to try to get Adam and Sarah on here to talk
Yeah.
about it as
Yeah.
more as well. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so and what's really cool is we have submitted it to some festivals and we were nominated for a few things. We won two awards and that's amazing for this short little film that we did in
Mm-hmm.
the small amount of time, no money and just us. And I am really proud of it.
Me
And
too. Me too.
it turned out for me, I was actually very worried about it because that's just the kind of person I am. I'm very pessimistic about things. And then and not that I was worried about us, but I was like, "Oh, I don't know if people are going to get it." Like, like
Yeah.
and it just really came together.
Well, and what's really funny, well, a couple of things that are really funny. So, first of all, we did improv that entire short film. We did not write a single word, type a single word. We completely improved it. We basically planned out how we wanted to shoot that particular scene. and then we rolled with it. And honestly, we all pretty much go by our character names, or by our character names. Our character names are our real names. Um,
Yeah.
and
I was
so,
agreeing because I knew what you meant.
yeah, but I was like, wait, that did not come out right. And you know, I think improv can be honestly really hard. Like I actually struggled with it for a long time, and I did not like improv when I was in college. Like I understood improv, but for some reason when I was like actively doing it, I just was not getting it for some reason. And so a lot of improv is yes and you don't want to make it a negative kind of thing. And
Mm.
so I don't know. I mean, I really even shouldn't say I don't know. I think it's because we all know each other so well at this point, even like at a really, really deep personal level at some capacity, that it was just really easy for us to work off of each other. Um, and we were trying to make it a horror.
Yeah.
It turned into a comedy.
Yeah.
When Adam sent the link to watch it, I actually was working at the Vampire Diaries convention, and the girl, well, not the girl, but my friend Shannon that I was staying with, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like my buddy sent the short film we did. You want to watch it with me?" She's like, "Yeah," and I just remember her and I literally pissing our pants like watching it. I was so proud of what we did, and everybody that I've shown in my family loves it. They think it's hilarious. And
Hmm.
another thing that makes me laugh is the first person I actually showed, because my dad was still at work, I showed my mom. And when we got to this one particular part, that you'll eventually see once it's actually released after we go through the festivals and stuff like that. Um, I was like, Mom, it's not what you think. That's not what's happening. Just watch, stay patient. Um, so I'm just like, in a way, still shocked in a positive manner of how it turned out, because
Yeah.
I was expecting, you know, this just back and forth between Sarah and I, and it was more of a horror. Meanwhile, it's like hilarious the whole way through.
Hmm.
And we were also very much just ourselves, just amplified.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what made it even cooler is yes, we were acting, um, but we were ourselves. And I always like to do that when I'm playing a character as well.
Yeah. Adam's character is a little more exaggerated than he is, but
Slightly,
just a
slightly,
little.
just a little bit. But I just think it was so funny. And I can't wait to share it with everybody. So if
Same.
you
I'm super
guys
excited.
would like to have like a premiere with us, comment below. Maybe we can get like a whole audience on here and get reactions and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll have to plan that out because I think that would be really dope.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, that was one of the projects and now I'm working with Adam on another short that I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to be co-directing. It's called Please Stop, and we're still in the process of funding. Um, and this was a concept he was telling me about, and I was like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's make it. And I can't give too much away, but it deals with a girl. She stumbles into a party and she's being preyed upon until she meets a nice guy. And originally we had talked about me playing the female role in the movie. And for me, the way that this character is supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
the person, her name's Lexo, who's gonna play the female, I just can't imagine anybody else but her playing
I love
this.
Lexo. She's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah. This part, like I just don't see anybody else but her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's gonna be able to give the character exactly what the character needs, where I think I just couldn't in the way that she can. And so I'm gonna co-direct it with him. And I'm very excited about it because it's been such a long time since I've directed something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So that feels good. But yeah, it's a short. Other than that, I've been writing my own stuff, which I can't talk about it yet, but Bryn is involved in something that I have written.
I'm
But
so friggin' excited to talk
we,
about that
yeah,
soon.
can't talk about that yet. But I'm excited for when we can because we'll definitely have to talk about it on here.
Yes.
And I dyed my hair purple, pink, and blue.
And you look like a baddie.
Thank you.
Of course. Um, so yeah, so you guys still have an Indiegogo up and running. When
Yeah.
is the Indiegogo supposed to end?
I should know this. I'm not exactly sure when the days are, but we're gonna start production in February.
Okay.
And
So it's coming up.
yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's coming up. So yeah, we're just trying to get stuff to make sure we feed our people and make sure everybody's well taken care of.
Period.
But I think it's a good way for, me to get back into directing, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I haven't done it in so long. So it'll be nice to start out on a short and hopefully just evolve from there.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. Yeah, so guys, please go check out the Please Stop Indiegogo. We can also add the link in our comments as well, so that way it's easier to check it out. Hopefully by the time we post this, it's still running too. But please feel free to message Ashley or I on social media. Um, so that way you also can check it out. I would say you probably have at least a couple more weeks. I would say it just depends on
Yeah.
when Adam started it and whatnot. But yeah, when I checked yesterday, you guys were 46% funded. So like
I
you're
know we're
close.
getting there. And yeah, so we have some cool perks, like uh social media shout out and name in the credits, which I always think is fun. Just to like see your name in the credits is always fun. So I definitely
Yeah.
wanted to give that opportunity. And yeah, we have digital download, some scripts and posters.
Mm-hmm.
So and then oddly enough, I worked on a project a couple months ago that was not scary at all, which is very different for me. But that it's another short film and it's called Ray. And I'm really excited for people to see that one. It's a very serious movie. Um, and but like the cast is incredible. It was the first time I believe I worked with like a child actress, and I was first AD on the film, and I was so nervous because it was just like I just wanted to make sure like she felt okay and everything like that, and it was great working with her. Like I couldn't have asked for anything better. And and she's definitely someone I want to work with in the future. So, it's been a few projects and hopefully more to come.
Yes.
And which we'll have to talk about yours, of course.
Yes, yes. So of course I can only say so much because of talks I'm having, um, which is really, really, really exciting. Um, so Ashley is also attached to my movie that we are planning to film this year called Never Return. We also have actors such as Kaylee Heyman and Casey Hartnett and Felissa Rose. They're all from Terrifier 2. Um, we have Gabriella Pizzolo from Stranger Things. Like I said, Ashley is attached. Carmine Alvezio, Joey Richer, Isabella Carlson, Alexis Neuenschwander, who's also doing
Yeah.
Please Stop.
Yeah.
Anthony Dane. So many wonderful
And
people.
Anthony was in Ray that I
Yep.
worked on. And I
Anthony is so, oh, I love his work too. That's why I'm really excited to see the dynamic with everybody. I just did a podcast the other day on the Empty Crypt YouTube with Montavious Parker. I want to say is his last name. If I did not say your last name correctly, I'm so sorry. But Montavious, I actually met him through conventions and he's amazing, such a great guy, super supportive, and I just adore him. He's awesome. And I lost my train of thought. Give me 2 seconds. I hate when that happens. Gosh. Okay,
The
movie.
everyday all day.
Oh,
Yeah, we were
why?
talking about the cast of Never Return.
Oh, yeah. So how I met him was at the conventions. And I actually met him in person at no, not days. Scarefest, I'm sorry, in Lexington last October. Also, if you've never been to Scarefest, highly recommend it. It's a really, really great show, honestly. Um, but yeah, so a lot of people that I either have on the movie or have worked on projects with, like, a lot of them are from meeting at conventions, or again working on set. And so when you find that dynamic with people, it's a really, really good feeling. At least it is for me, because I love connecting with people. And you know working I just love working with new people and just like moving, like, let's make a fucking movie, like, let's make
Yeah.
something. I love doing that. And so um yeah, I had a really great experience on his podcast. I told him he may have to hop on for a future episode,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
eventually we're going to talk about Halloween Ends. And
Girl.
oh, so I he actually said he enjoyed it, and then I forget what he said in the rest of his response. But I know my dad has a very, very heavy opinion on it. I know you said your mom has a very heavy, heavy opinion on it, so I definitely want to get both of them on as well. um and I've teeter tottered a lot with that movie, but again, that's for another episode. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to make this film. I've had this script since I was in high school, and I actually wrote this originally as a play, put it on stage, and I was like, I want to make this a feature one day. So I worked on it for years and years and years, and finally I was like, okay, I found my people. Let's make this movie.
Hmm.
And I went on a whim, as I honestly am calling it, and I was like, okay, here's who I'm going to reach out to. The worst thing that can happen is no response or a no. And I was able to make deals with a lot of great people. Some still need finalized, of course, but once I have said talks with said people, then I'll be able to finalize everything. And of course, like I said, I've directed before, theater, short films, AD'd. So I have experience all around. So I'm really, really not worried about directing this movie. Um,
Directing.
whoa. And I'm actually just really excited and really, really grateful for everybody on the project right now. There's still a lot of crew that I'm trying to divvy out, but again, have to finish said talks with said people in order to know, okay, can we bring this person on? Are we going to have to find somebody else? Because there's a couple people that I would really like for like special effects, to make the masks for the killers, those little things. So my fingers are crossed. I'm trying to stay as patient as I can. I have a lot of faith. I heard that there was good feedback, so I have to wait until Monday to find that out. And it's driving me crazy. But
If you
yeah,
want, you can make the mask out of my face.
Ashley, that might be a little too scary.
You're right.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, Ashley and I and a couple of our other friends like Adam, we have a lot of other things that we're planning to do together, and I'm really excited to talk about that in the near future. I'm really pumped to film said project once we're able to really, really deep dive into talking about it. But
So many secrets.
so many secrets, but welcome to the industry. You can't talk about everything. You got to move around the bush a little bit to, like, you can only say so much.
Yeah.
So
What are you
uh
drinking?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast, because that is,
I thought so. I got so excited. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine.
I
Baja
only have
Blast,
a
listen.
caffeine-free Coke.
Oh, excuse me. Um, I live for Baja Blast, honestly. It is the best. And I love it. I think I'm in love with Baja Blast.
Yeah, I yeah, yeah.
It's yummy, scrumptious.
So scrumptious.
But they literally just started putting it on shelves finally. I think it was like periodically it was in some places, but now it's like more heavy on shelves. And I'm like, amen, because it's really not that expensive at Taco Bell, but this is more convenient.
I remember when it first came out in cans. I don't remember when that was, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever." And
Well, and I think they also released like the zero sugar as well. So
oh
just so you know,
no, I
but it
can't
doesn't
drink that.
taste the same.
Mm-mm. I
It's
hate.
actually depressing.
Yes, I love sugar, so
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. We clearly are still trying to get our lives together, but you know, we are grown adults and we are doing great still.
yeah. But without the Baja Blast, we probably wouldn't make it through. But at least we have
Oh,
that to get us through.
no.
But yeah, we both separate and together, I think have some really like awesome things
Mm-hmm.
that um I can't wait to do. I'm excited for the shows that we have planned for Steel City Screams.
Same, same.
We have some really cool ones. We came up with it over when Bryn was home and I came to her house and we had hibachi, which was literally the best hibachi I ever had. Um,
Delish.
it was amazing. And
A ridiculous amount of food.
yeah.
Ridiculous amount of food. But
The
my
only way I
parents
had
go like
hibachi.
every Friday. So the girl that normally is working the front counter is like, oh, like I'll hook you up. And I'm like,
I'm gonna start going to
you
your
gave a
place every Friday.
buffet. You gave a buffet, ma'am. Whoa. I mean, I'm not complaining, but like,
Right, right, right,
whoa.
right. Yeah, so we had it that night, and then in the morning we got Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, and we came up with our podcast ideas.
Yes.
And
So,
I don't know how else you could do it.
oh, girl. So many more projects to share and talk about in the near future. Um, on my end, on Ashley's end, on both of our ends together. And I can't wait to share more. I'm sure Ashley can't either. So stay tuned, guys, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good. See ya.
Man.
Bye.